This is story number 25 in Fabulae Graecae, Hercules at the Centaur's Cave. Before we begin, I just want to alert you, we're going to introduce a new mood, the subjunctive mood. We've had indicative, participle, infinitive, imperative. Now we have the subjunctive. This is the hypothetical or propositional mood. And you'll get it when you see it. Concerning the fourth labor, which we were talking about above, these things are in fact told. Okay, I'm going to point out two things. First of all, quem. This is the relative pronoun. And relative pronouns have antecedents. They refer back to antecedent. There. They agree with their antecedent in number. Quem is singular, labore is singular. And gender. Quem is masculine, labore is masculine. So they agree in number and gender. But their case is determined by their function in their own clause, and in this case, this is accusative. Okay? So accusative because it's the direct object of narravimus. So we narrated which we narrated, we talked about. And it's referring back to labore. Or we're going to see a lot of these, so you'll get some practice. These are the things which are handed down to us, which are told to us. All right. Hercules. Oh, let's do the subjects and objects. So we have a subject here, these things, big S. Here's our big V. All right. This is the nominative plural neuter, subject of that. And then here, we don't really have, we've got a big V here for narravimus. That's your verb. We don't have a subject because it's we. And then actually, the do is right here, the quem. Yeah. Alrighty. Hercules, while he was making a trip into Arcadia, he came to that region which the centaurs inhabit. The centaurs who were horses, but they had the head of a man. All right, let's take this apart. So, right off the bat, verb there, verb there, verb there, and verb there. Wow, a lot of verbs. A lot of verbs. Okay, so for Fawcett, big S is Hercules. He's the subject. And then the do is iter. Here. While he was making a trip into Arcadia. So iter is a neuter. That's why it looks so funny, because the nominative and accusative of all neuters is always the same in Latin and Greek, and the plural always ends in A. And then, came to this region, okay, subject still Hercules, no do. The region which, okay, now we're talking about relative pronoun again, relative pronoun, and it refers back to regionem, antecedent, right? Number singular, singular, gender feminine, feminine. Case, accusative. Why? It's the do. All right. Do, direct object of this guy. Okay. They were inhabiting the region. And the subject is Centauri. Big S. Okay. And yet another. I told you there were going to be a lot of relative pronouns here. Here's another one, pronoun, and this one's nominative, so it's going to be the subject. We can mark that right away. subject. Oh yeah, here's the verb. Who were. And it's just got a nominative predicate. They were horses. And then this relative pronoun refers back to Centauri. Yes, that is the antecedent rainbow. There it is. Plural, plural, masculine, masculine. And it's the subject in its own clause. They were horses, but they had the head of a man. And here's your dia right there. That's accusative. Now, when night fell. Ooh. Here's what we want to talk about right here. Here's your big V. And this guy is, let's see, what do I need for this? This is subjunctive. And you're going to learn how this is formed. You can see that there's a big T there. And that's because we have a third person singular subject, nox. Night approached, night fell. Okay. And this cum means when or since. So we'll talk about how that works. And you can see it's a subordinate clause there. He went into a cave. Let me say, in which, I'm going to move the page up just a tiny bit, in which a certain centaur, Pholus by name, was living. All right, and one more here. Relative pronoun, right there. The antecedent is speluncum. Okay, anti. All right, and this is feminine, feminine, singular, singular. It's ablative because it's the object of qua, in which. That's what its function is in its own clause there. All right. And then we've got a big V here. That's the verb. And the subject of that verb would be the centaur, Pholus, right? These are all really the subject. This is an appositive, right? A centaur, who exactly? Pholus, all right? And that's the subject of habitabat, no direct object. But this guy right here, we need to talk a lot more about the subjunctive soon, because you're going to see more of them.